This is day one for me of my transformation summer sprint, Andrew Degenher. If I look down, it's because I've got some notes and I want to give this story the significance to me that it really deserves. So I apologize if you see me looking down. I am absolutely cheating and reading notes. But this is a story about inception and motivation. I'll talk about what that means, those words, and what they mean to me, and about the change that's required for me to live my personal life to its fullest potential. A little background: I'm 39 years old. I'm married to the love of my life. That photo in the background right there is the sunset over Ann Arbor that we built, where I got married underneath in the backyard of the home that she grew up in. She is my high school sweetheart. I grabbed her early and never let go, and either or I just never let her get away. I don't know how you want to view that, but and together we have a beautiful family. We have two amazing children, two boys, young, 6 and 8, and they teach me every single day the significance of a smile, a hug, the joy of living life purely like a child does. I think it's one of the special gifts that children give us. Um, and in my, I'm going to get into my professional life before I talk about my personal life, because I think that it's important for me to start that way. In my professional life, I have a very successful career. I work in healthcare, and I work in a sales role, and I coach and I motivate people daily, whether they're my customers or whether they're colleagues or people above me, below me. It really doesn't matter to me. If I have the ability to impact somebody's career and change the way they do something. So, for example, my customers, if I'm able to impact how they do something differently. Again, I said I work in healthcare. Then they get to impact the people that they interact with, the people in their community, and through that process, I get to change a whole community, and it's a really special and rewarding. Really emotionally, it's important to me. I could sell a lot of different things, but I love selling a product that can impact a person's life the way that it can, and change somebody's way they practice medicine and things like that. As I said, I've been very, very successful, and I've been told that my success comes from, number one, having a very disciplined process. I don't try and, well, I do try and recreate the wheel, but I'm super focused and disciplined about how I go about things. And I recognize that horsepower, just output, is really important to getting things done. Um, I have no problem ramping up the productivity to realize something, or for that matter, trying to figure out a way to change myself so that my time spent is more productive because I'm better during those minutes that I spend than the other person. So I'm willing to spend more minutes and be better during those minutes and do both in parallel. Um, so I think I try and think differently. I try and come up with ways to be different. And I'm talking about up here. I'm constantly consuming podcasts, TED Talks, books. It's always professional development. I have never read a fictional book, since I was required to in school. And basically, I'm constantly trying to better myself professionally, and I've gotten results because of that. I've been very, very successful, and there's no similarity between my professional career and my personal career, or my personal journey. My journey towards health and fitness is the two things that I would focus on. Simply put, in my career, I excel in my fitness and personal life, and my um, health and well-being, I'm an abject failure, and not just because maybe I'm overweight or have been my whole life, but because I've told myself that I was going to do things, and then I didn't do any of them. And that's not how I am in my professional career. It's not at all. It's not how I coach my children or my friends, or my colleagues. Um, I've had mentors along the way in my professional career, and I lost one recently. Unfortunately, I had to say goodbye to him last week, and this person was taken from the world prematurely. He had a whole future ahead of him. Um, Passed away at less than 40, leaves a beautiful family behind, and more importantly, um, you know, he wasn't just a mentor, a colleague, a friend, father, husband. He was a leader in life, and I've come to realize that he's given me a great gift in his death. He's going to be a leader in death as well. This is a man that his limited time on this earth, he lived with significance. He lived with purpose, and he taught others to do that. He taught me to do that. And he encouraged me that you have a certain amount of, I mean, in January, he sent me a video called Inception. And Inception is, I had to look it up, but not the movie, by the way. It's a starting point, the starting of an institution or an activity. Think of it as a jumping off point. And what this person taught me was that you have a very limited amount of time, and success will come from the productivity that you create within that small window of time. And he challenged me, what are you going to do with your time? Where are you? What's your inception going to be? It was the start of the year, January 2018. Um, and he has taught me just so much in that and in his death, and just had a tremendous impact on why I'm here today making this video. I'm going to go back just to some fitness things that I've told myself I was going to do, and my attitude towards it, and where that's going to stop today. Um, I've been, as I said, unhealthy most of my life. I promised myself that I would always change tomorrow, Monday, next day. I've bought, enough equipment that if I give you the list, this video will be another 5 minutes longer. In 2016, I wrote a goal that by the end of the year, I would squat 2 times my body weight. I wrote that goal in January. By December 2016, I'd worked out about 6 times. I don't squat twice my body weight. I don't know why that is a goal. It's just something I've always wanted to do, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to do that. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to be by September at the end of the sprint. I'm sure as hell going to try and make it, but that's a pretty tall order to be able to do that in that amount of time. But definitely in 12 months starting today, I will squat twice my body weight, and I am going to do that by reducing my body weight and also increasing my productivity under the squat bar. But the reality is, I told myself I was going to do these things. I wrote this whole big old manifesto. I shared it with another colleague of mine, to kind of keep myself honest, like these videos do. And like I said, I squatted 6 times. I went to the gym 6 times. Today in 2018, right now, I squat less than I did before I even started with that whole goal. So over the last 2 years, I've lost a ton of muscle tone, and I don't even know what I could squat today. But like I said, there's while I keep crushing it professionally, I keep just failing personally, and this is the start of my transformation and why I'm going to be different today. Um, it took me until the passing of my dear friend and mentor for me to realize that I've robbed myself of so much time. I've told myself lies, and time again, I say I will and I just don't. So this today is my inception point. This is my starting point. This is the point where all the bullshit I feed myself stops. All the excuses that I tell myself, all the can'ts. A can't is not a word that you're allowed to say in my household if you're one of my children. And yet I've told myself that, quietly I tell myself I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, because maybe my career, the successes of my life were pulling time away from the time I had to spend to personally develop myself towards the goals that were also important to me. I let those goals not be significant in my life, and that's going to end today. Because I'm just going to straight up hustle to that goal in September, and I look forward to seeing what it looks like when I exit this journey. And I know the journey is not going to stop in September, but for the short time, for the summer sprint, I'm coming after you.